Happy Friday! How is everyone doing? All right, let's get rock and rolling because this is going to be a action-packed video here. If you could do me one big favor and smash that like button, and if you want to subscribe for more future content, definitely hit the subscribe button and turn on notification bell. This Saturday, actually no, today's the 15th. This Sunday fun day, gaming day, gotta love Sundays, is actually going to be my 1 year anniversary from starting this playlist of videos, The Last of Us on Runescape. Uploaded this video, stuck in 2009, The Last of Us on Runescape, August 17th, last year. And I'm probably going to be making a special anniversary video. I really thought it was tomorrow for some reason. I actually planned tomorrow to make it, but now that I think about it, I'll probably push it to Sunday. So if you want to check back here on Sunday for that video, definitely make sure you do. Otherwise, this playlist is down in the description. Basically, pretty much videos like this of us, or I should say myself, or I could say all of us, going over various interesting things related to the best game ever, RuneScape. It really doesn't matter what variant you play. RuneScape is RuneScape. RuneScape 3 right now is actually having double EXP live. I totally forgot about that. So yeah, I mean, there's different variations, not to mention people play this game for different reasons. I just love playing RuneScape, whether it's RS3, old school RuneScape, or even 2004scape. If you're unaware of 2004scape, I do have quite a bit of videos about that. But today we're going to be talking about some GP, but I just want to go ahead and throw this right out there at you. I don't know if you can actually see this with the green screen on, but this is actually my Araxor mug. I got this in my merch store. I'll go ahead and throw my merch store link down in the description as well. Also with the top pin comment as well too. Going to be uploading quite a lot of new images, especially on my merch store. Right now I'm kind of really working around coffee mugs because, well, I mean, I just killed some afternoon coffee. Probably going to be doing some t-shirts as well too. Right now I'm kind of rocking a AC/DC shirt. Oh yeah, the AC/DC. I've never seen AC/DC before. Hopefully someday. I'm not even sure if they're still touring. Once again, rest in peace, Ozzy. Oh man, I never got a chance to see Ozzy, but I really got to start seeing some of these older bands before they kind of move on from this dimension. Okay, so anyways, administratively, like I said, this playlist is top pin comment if you want to check out my other podcast style videos. Otherwise, let's go ahead and jump right into what we're going to be talking about today. And well, Nightmare, what is this? Well, if you've been following me pretty much, I want to say since the beginning, this was actually the second video that I ever uploaded, May 28th, 2008. My second most viewed video on this channel. Seems like yesterday. I pretty much uploaded a money-making guide back in 2008, and it consisted of a lot of money-making methods. And I'm a really big fan of credibility, or I should say rather using stuff to credibility, or rather, oh man, I just did some word salad. Oh yeah, I got some word salad going. Oh boy, loss of words here. If I were to go ahead and if I were to go back in time to 2008, or rather, let me ask you this. If you click on a video that says RuneScape Money Making Guide 1.5 mil to 2 mil a day, and back in 2008, this was actually very, very much GP to actually make in one day. Now on old school RuneScape, making like 5-10 mil per day is actually not really uncommon. On RuneScape 3, if you don't make minimum like 20 mil a day, you're doing it wrong. So back in 2008, making 1 to 2 mil a day, that was a lot. However, let me ask you guys this. If I had made this video back in 2008 and I just was standing around naked without rocking a red Halloween mask, a dragon chain, dragon legs, a whip, a fury, not to mention my inventory, I more than likely had... I had probably about 100 mil worth of items right in front of me. And back in 2008, that was a lot of GP. So by me having a lot of GP in my inventory, it adds to my credibility that, hey, I know what the hell I'm talking about, especially when it comes to playing this game. Nowadays, with raiding, I mean, I can't stand raids. I just not a fan. I actually tried to do some TOA the other day with a couple friends. I did a little bit, and I'm like, I got to get back to agility. Maybe I'll do some raids in the future. But, okay, so I uploaded this video back in 2008, and I got to ask you a question. What do you think all this GP is worth nowadays? That's a really good question. It really is. What do you think full Guthans is nowadays compared to 17 years ago? What do you think full Infinity Robes is nowadays compared to back in 2008? What do you think Red Halloween Mask back in 2008 is to today? What do you think my 100 mil setup is pretty much like worth nowadays? Well, let's go ahead and do some calculations and find some stuff out here. Oh boy. And I actually am pretty much astonished to learn that if you go ahead and look at the price of stuff on the wiki, the RuneScape 3 wiki, because you got to remember, back in 2008, RuneScape was RuneScape 2, so now RuneScape 2 is now RuneScape 3. Theoretically, a lot of people argue saying, hey, you know, it's in a way kind of RuneScape 4. I would definitely agree. There's been a lot of microtransactions along the way, so you can definitely argue saying, yeah, it's kind of like RuneScape 4. But okay, so Barrows, Guthan, set, right? It's actually pretty remarkable. 8.3 mil. So by actually looking up the price, this is I don't believe in coincidences. I'm just not that type of human being. But the fact that the RuneScape 3 wiki goes to 19 May 2008 and I uploaded this video at the end of May, that is just a calling for me to make this video. And I may actually make a lot more videos as well, kind of really showing what the price of stuff was like almost nearly 2 decades ago. It's pretty remarkable. So, back in 19 May, or let's even go to maybe 2 June, it was 7.3 mil. So 7.3 mil, and now it's 8.3 mil. That is absolutely just like a little crazy if you truly think about it. That's a little unreal. That the price of Guthan's armor actually went up in value. You would definitely think that Guthan set, we got 7.3 mil. You would think that the price of stuff, especially like armor that can be just like hands down just farmed repeatedly, would be like nothing on RuneScape 3. But the fact that Guthan armor set is 8.3, that was actually mind-blowing for me to see. Okay, so we got Guthan's armor right then and there. What else do I have in my inventory? I got full Infinity Robes. Where are you? Full Infinity Robes over here. So let's go ahead and look up RuneScape Infinity Robes. Infinity Robe set, I should say. Infinity Robes armor. Holy bananas. I actually can't even believe I'm looking at this. So, okay. This is actually pretty remarkable. And I don't know why this has occurred. Once again, if you actually think about it, Infinity Robes should really be worth kind of nothing, because there's so many different better sets of armor. But I mean, it does look really cool. And that's primarily like one of the only reasons that they actually was worth a lot back in 2008 was because it actually looked pretty cool. If you wore a full Infinity Robe set, yeah, actually, it was pretty balling looking. All right, so back in June was, wow, 7.2 million GP. So we got 7.2 million in GP. Infinity Robes, 7.2 mil. Nowadays, holy bananas. This is definitely a shocker. What are we at? 124 mil. So 124 mil, that has definitely gone up in value significantly. Absolutely significantly. What's the next one on the list here? Next one, we'll go ahead and get to Flax later. So GP, I had 19 million GP in my inventory. I'm not really entirely sure how to calculate the price of GP. But then again, hypothetically, if I were to go into a coma back in 2008 and wake up 17 years later, GP is not going to go up in value. It's primarily going to stay the same. So my 19 million GP is going to remain 19 million GP. But as for the Guthins, the Infinity Robes, oh yeah, absolutely. So the next one on the list, let's go ahead and do Dragon Hatchet, RS3. I'm almost positive this item is probably most likely just like poopy. It's oh yep, I can already see it on here. This is actually pretty comical. Okay, so a Dragon Hatchet back in 2008, 2.2 mil. Now a Dragon Hatchet is 55k. Let's actually 50k. Or I should say, round it up, it's 49k, 50k. So, ouch, Dragon Axe. Dragon Axe, you just pretty much killed me over here. You used to be a lot. Now you're a whopping nothing burger. Yeah, you're absolutely nothing. 50k GP. But that is the prime example. 17 years later of an item that can be easily farmed, that actually does make a lot of sense if you really think about it. So that doesn't really surprise me at all. Next on the list is a dark bow. I believe that's a dark bow. I'm almost positive that is a dark bow. Yep. So that would be a dark bow over here. Yep, so Dragon Axe, dark bow, and Robin Hood. So, let's see. RuneScape, dark bow, RS3. I believe a dark bow nowadays is like 50k. I was actually somewhat a little right. 180. Oopsie daisy. 182k. And back in 2000, ouch, pretty much just like the D-Axe in a way, 1.9 mil to 182k. That is definitely an ouch for a dark bow. I do remember the days of where a dark bow, significant, what is that, 1.9 mil, I think I said, 1.9 mil, and then dark bow, 180k will round down. I do remember the days of seeing people of dark bows back in 2008, In the wild, you did not want to mess with those people. You want to go in the other direction. Absolute utter direction. Let's see. RuneScape, Robin, let's see. Robin Hood hat, RS3. If my memory serves me correctly, I believe a Robin Hood hat was about 5 mil back in 2008. I could be entirely wrong. Oh wow, that's actually pretty remarkable. It's one mil 96K today. That's actually a little bit of a shell shocker. I thought a Robin Hood would be like 20K. Oh wow, I actually remember a Robin Hood spiking like crazy. 2011, a lot of these items really ran up in value, but back in June, early June, 2.3 mil. Now it's about 1.1 mil. So it didn't really. I mean, it definitely lost its value. But at the same time, what did I say? The value was 2.4 mil. A Robin Hood hat primarily back then was really cosmetic. I mean, you would get it by doing clue scrolls and really pretty much like nothing else. Other than that, there was a lot of things that you could have put on your head that added a lot of a lot of range type of like volume. Okay, so big items pretty much out of the way in my inventory. Let's go ahead and go to flax now. Now this one is going to be a kick in the nuts. I already can tell that flax on RuneScape 3, I believe it's probably most likely nothing. And oh wow, it's actually a lot more than I thought. Yeah, that's actually a lot more than I thought. I actually thought flax on RuneScape 3 was going to be like 2 GP. Maybe it's on old school RuneScape that flax is 2 GP. I'm not entirely sure. So, okay, so flax in 2008 was 87 GP. You could always, if you were selling or buying flax in big bulks, you would really do it in like premiums in a way. So I want to say, honestly, I'm going to go ahead and say it's the same. 93 back then, and it's 93 GP today. So that's pretty much a break even on flax. Now that is an absolute shell shocker, because over the years of bots on this game, you would really think that they would just drive the price down just like on old school RuneScape. But I guess that was entirely different. So 23,620 times 93, that is a whopping, rounded up to 2.2 million GP. So flax in my inventory was 2.2 mil, and we'll go ahead and say the flax today is also 2.2 mil. So that's actually, that's really not terrible. And like I say, if it's, I totally understand the dragon axe, or hatchet, I should say. I understand the dark bow, understand the Robin Hood hat, but the fact that the flax remains the same, that is pretty remarkable. The infinity robes, that was actually a shell shocker. I honestly was expecting the infinity robes to pretty much just like take a hard kick in the nuts, especially for RuneScape 3. But I mean, hey, entirely wrong. All right, so let's go ahead and look at bowstrings now. Whoa! Now this is actually very interesting for bowstrings. Okay. Bowstrings, they've actually gone up in value a lot. So back in 2000, so 174, and now they're 719. That is a humongous increase. So in my inventory, back in 2008, I had 2,372, or yeah, so 23, so 2,372 times, what was it back then? 174. So the flax in my inventory back then was about rounded down to about 400K. Bowstrings, rather. Bowstrings. Now imagine if I turned all those flax into bowstrings, then that's mighty GP. Actually, that would still be it'd still be bad GP, especially in nowadays of RuneScape 3. So 2372 times 719 GP, 1.7 mil. So 1.7 million GP for today's valuation. Okay, so then that's this. I can't really see what's on the bottom there. Hang on, I gotta play the video a little bit to get out of the way. Okay, so we had steel bars. That's, how many steel bars did I have? Was that 17,000? Yeah, that was, man, that was a lot of steel bars. Nightmare was a smithing guru. 17,895. Oh no, get back to the inventory. There we go. So I had 17,895 steel bars back then. I was definitely a smithing machine back in 2008. Or I should say a cannonball smithing machine. Steel bars back in 2008. Let's see. Holy moly. I honestly never thought they were going to be like this. Okay. So, we got a lot of price increase. So back into June, they were 680 each. So 17,895 times what did I say? 6 where was the number? 680, I believe, times 680. I had 12.1 million GP of bars in my inventory. That's wild. Steel bars, 12.1 million GP. Back in 2008, that was a lot. That was definitely a lot. 17,895 times 2,146 is what the current day value is. That is 38.4 million GP. 38.4 million GP. A lot of GP. Modern day evaluation. Oh, man, that's wild. All right, so what else did I have back then? I had cannonballs. How many cannonballs did I have? Man, I gotta go back to the inventory. 8,420. So 8,420. Let's go ahead and see what the value of cannonballs were back then. RuneScape cannonballs. Balls galore. Where are we? Oh, wow. This is another... Well, actually, okay, so Cannonball's not really a shell shocker. You would kind of really think that Cannonballs was... or they are going to naturally go up in value. And they definitely did. So, back in 2008, they really stayed around... I'm just going to say 200 GP. Now they're 1,200 GP. So the amount of steel bars I had in my inventory back then, 8,420 times 200. And 200 was kind of pretty much like the going rate back in 2008. Cannonballs, I had 1.6 mil in my inventory. Modern day, though, for cannonballs, let's go ahead and see here. 8,420. And I also got my calculator pulled up too. By all means, NightmareRH is no mathematician. So modern day cannonballs is 10.5 million GP. It's definitely a nice price increase. Definitely nothing like my full Infinity Robe set. What else do we have? We had maple logs. I was actually getting 99 fletching back then. 21,920. 21,920. Let's go ahead and look up the price of maple logs. RuneScape maple logs. Maple logs. Did they go up in value? They actually did. Whoa. Another one going up in value. I would have never thought. Never, ever thought that maple logs would actually go up in value. So back in 2008, they were about 45 GP. Now they're 370. So 21,920 times 45 back in 2008. That was about 1 million GP. So Maple Logs, 1 mil GP. Nothing sexy, nothing fancy. 21,920 times 370 for today. That's 8.1 mil. Maple Logs, 8.1 million GP. Nothing tremendously sexy, but I mean, hey, it's still gains. What are those? That is Maple Logs Unstrung, and that is 620. 6,200. 6,200. So we got RuneScape Maple Logs Unstrung. Let's go ahead and see. Maple Logs Unstrung. Where are you on the wiki? Hello? Oh yeah, it's called a stupid, I think RuneScape 3 is weird. It's like shield maple shield bow. I believe it's called. They changed the name on RS3 for all the stuff. Maple shield bow unstrung. What are you at? Yeah, they up Maple shield bow unstrung. Here we go. Okay, yep. This item is absolute crapola. Majorly crapola. Okay, so 2008, 144 GP. Now it's 196. Now it's 196 GP. Where are you, calculator? So 6,200 times 144 is about 900k. Maple Logs, Maple Bow U. It's about 900k. And then you got Maple Bow U. 6,200 times 19. So, oh boy. 6,200 times 196 gives us 1.2 mil. Minimal stuff. But still a little bit of gains. Still a little bit of gains to old Nightmare to now. Okay. We got everything out of the way in the inventory. The inventory is done. Now let's go ahead and look at what I was wearing. Okay, so we got... Let's go ahead and just do Berserker Ring. Is that a Berserker? Yep, that is a Berserker Ring. I was about to say, I'm a little bit deaf, but not blind. RuneScape, Berserker Ring, RS3. Did they change the name on this? No way. Hold on 1 second. Berserker Ring. RuneScape 3 Berserker Ring. I get these things all the time at Dagonoff Kings. 7.8 mil. These things used to be a lot more expensive last couple years. Significantly. Okay, so Berserker Ring. Yeah, they used to be a lot more. Back then, they were 2.9 mil for B Ring. So B Ring, 2.9 mil. Now they're 7.8 mil. B Ring, 7.8 million GP. What else we got here? Let's see. Dragon Boots. This is going to be laughable. RuneScape, Dragon Boots, RS3. 50k. Oh, wow. I was actually way off. They're not 50k. Oh, before you guys look on the screen, what do you think it is for Dragon Boots nowadays? Take a wild guess. They're not even 20k. Yeah, that's pretty bad. So what were they? Back then, let's call it even 3. Dragon Boots back then, 300k. Dragon Boots, 300k. Dragon Boots, 20k GP. Absolutely terrible. Man, I got murdered on the Dragon Boots. What do we got? Dragon Plate Legs. RuneScape. Dragon Plate Legs. I believe that I paid 2 million GP for my Dragon Plate legs back in 2000. Oh man, this item is going to be a kick in the nuts. Major kick in the nuts. Woo! Okay. Back in 2008, rounded down to 850K. I believe that I paid back in 2006 or 7 like 2.2 mil. Dragon Plate legs 850K. Dragon Plate legs, they're rounded down to 160K, even though it's like 162. Yeah, that's definitely not like a no-brainer. Oh man, this is going to be an absolute kick in the chest right here. Dragon Chain. I paid 16.5 million GP back in 2006. Oh, this is so sad to watch. Oh, yeah, it was a big dropper. Oh, yeah. 10 mil. Let's round down. Dragon Chain, 10 mil. Dragon Chain nowadays, heartbreaker. Dragon Chain is 150K. We'll round up a little bit. Oh, man. Yeah, that was... That right there is very sad. What shield is that? Let's see. RuneScape. That's like a Tecton shield or something. Yep, I found it. Yep, that's old school RuneScape though. These shields back in 2008 were absolutely OP. I believe at one point they were actually like a couple mil in value. They ain't nothing today. Let me round up to 300K back in 2008. Right now they're about 100K. So you got Obby Shield 300K, and then you got Obby Shield 100K, no shocker at all. 100K for modern day. Man, this list is growing. Oh, big list. Okay, what else do I got? Let's see. This one's going to break my heart. RuneScape Abyssal Whip RS3. I honestly don't even know what the value is on RS3. Oh, that's so sad. At least it's maintaining its value on old school RuneScape. This is just absolutely heartbreaking. Let's say 1.5 mil. Now it's 77K. Round up to 80K. Abbey Whip, 1.5 mil. It's pretty ironic because back in 2008, it's 1.5 mil, which is what it is on old school RuneScape. Abbey Whip, 75K round down. I remember the days of Abbey Whips. People that were PKing with Abbey Whips were called suicidal maniacs. You're PKing with a Abbey Whip? You're crazy, man. You're crazy. Nowadays, it's like Abbey Whip is just nothing. Okay, so RuneScape Amulet of Fury. Amulet of Fury, RuneScape 3. Back in 2008, I believe a Fury was, it had to have been. So this is actually no-brainer. And the reason why that this Ami is 1.1 mil is because an Onyx is 1.1 mil. So it's not going to be more than an Onyx. I do remember when these things ran up like crazy in 2010. They were like near 20 mil. It was just wild. But yeah, they're not going to go down below 1.1 mil. 3.2 mil. I believe that I actually paid like 4 mil for mine. We got a Fury for 3.2 mil. And then we got Fury for 1.1 mil. That's actually not a shell shocker at all. Just because the value of an Onyx is pretty much that. Okay. Now we got the grand finale. RuneScape Red Halloween mask, grand finale here. Bum ba bum ba bum 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 ba bum 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 ba bum 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 5.4 billion GP. Okay, so backstory. 2007, May of 2007, I graduated high school, enlisted in the U.S. military, United States Marine Corps. I was pretty much gone from RuneScape for about a year. Came back, or rather, I should say, not necessarily came back. I wasn't deployed. I was just in boot camp, and then in my job school, and then I got to my unit. But back in 2008, you couldn't play RuneScape on a smart device. I mean, it was the first iPhone ever. Very bad. So Jagex made the trade limit, which crashed everything. Before I left for boot camp, I ended up buying this red Halloween mask for 45 million GP. And one of the reasons I started video making was because I was pissed, is because all the items crashed. So I lost 50% of value. Let's just go ahead and call it even. Back in 2008, my red Halloween mask was 20 mil. So red H mask, 20 million GP. And then we also had 19 million coins too in my inventory back then. Also, nowadays, a red Halloween mask is 5.4 billion GP, and then of course 19 mil. So obviously back in 2008, the price of items were substantially different than what they are today. But like I said at the beginning of this video, if I were to make a video back in 2008 and I did not have my inventory of items, would you have took me seriously for like credibility? Probably most likely not. But let's just go ahead and add all this stuff up very quickly. So you got 7.3 plus 7.2 plus 2.2 mil plus 1.9 plus 2.4 plus 2.2 plus 0.4 400k bowstrings plus 12.1, that was nice and juicy, plus 1.6 plus 1 plus 0.9 plus 2.9 mil plus 0.3 plus 0.85, almost done, plus 10, where are we, plus another 0.3 plus 1.5, almost done, come on baby, plus 3.2 plus 20 and plus 19. That was 97.5 million GP back then. 2008, 97.5 million GP. That was a lot. That was a tremendous amount of GP back in 2008. So now, if you go ahead and add everything up, I'm definitely not. I'm just gonna wing it. I'm probably most likely going to say the most expensive is the Infinity Robes, and then you got some seal bars, miscellaneous crapola. Let's go ahead and say everything modern day in my inventory is about 5.6 billion GP. So so round up, 100 mil to 5.6 bill. What is the percent gain on that? That is, in 17 years, that is 50. It's either 56,000% or it's 5,600%. One or the other. Either way, it's a lot of percent gains but it's primarily gains by like one item. One item drove up the value of all that shit. And you want to know what's pretty crazy? I was flipping a coin to buy a dragon med helm or a red Halloween mask. That is pretty remarkable. So RuneScape dragon full helm for RuneScape 3. This is actually pretty remarkable. The entire course of everything would be completely different. Because a dragon med helm many years ago was actually the same price as a red Halloween mask. So back in June of 2008, it was 37 mil, double a red Halloween mask, and then it's 1.5 million GP right now. That's pretty wild. Okay, wow, I did not expect this video to be 40 minutes. If you made it this far into the video, I love you guys so much. Hopefully you found entertainment seeing the price fluctuation over the years. It really goes to show you that the RuneScape economy is just absolutely just crazy. I love this game. I really do. I love this game more than anything. This is the best game ever. This really is the best game ever. Oh, man. Much love and appreciation once again. New video in a couple days. On a super closing note, if you know anyone out there with polycystic kidney disease, chronic kidney disease, I have a great amount of videos on it. I have halted my kidney disease, which is pretty crazy. I was looking at kidney failure in my mid-40s. Now I'm looking at potentially kidney failure in my late 60s, maybe even 70s. Cut out the sugar, cut out the carbs, cut out the nonsense, and it really does make a big improvement. You should really check out this video if you know anyone. I halted my kidney disease with a keto, low-carb diet. Please pass this knowledge on to anyone out there that you know is suffering. It could really save their life like it did for me. And as always, if you are a zombie fan, definitely check out my book on Amazon, Vito. It is a zombie horror survival novel. Love you guys, and I'll see you in a couple days. Later.